So this is not a book review, except the first 50 pages of this book is going to blow your mind. And I'm going to tell you that right now because I'm only 50 pages in. I've gotten more out of this book. And it's a book that I'm like, you know what, maybe I'll read it. It's only 200 and something pages. It's all right. It's called The Now Habit by Neil Fiore. I'm only 50 pages in. And I'm going to tell you right now, I got more value out of this book. This was first produced in 1989, and he updated a little bit, but it is as relevant now because it's psychology, it's our human habits, it's our human mind, it's our lizard brain, which is in the back of our skull, which was the first part of the brain that was ever at any time actually produced or created, I should say. So number one is, so why do we procrastinate? We procrastinate on something. There's two things. There's procrastinate on doing something like a big project, and we procrastinate doing something that we want to do, like a small task. Small task is, you know, I want to have a thriving relationship, but I just don't want to approach any girls. I don't want to talk to any guys. I want to get good grades, but I'm into sports and I like online and things like that. So those are conflicts of interest. So whatever you resist persists, but whatever you resist is really what you really want to do. So find out, first of all, what you really want to do. Second of all, while I'm talking, what is one thing that you want to do that you haven't been doing? What's one thing that you've been procrastinating on? It could be starting a business, going to the gym, eating healthy, saying I love you, getting out of a relationship, getting into a relationship, studying, getting in shape, whatever the case is, approaching that pretty girl, asking that guy out, I don't know, whatever it is, making more money. I have no idea. But think of one thing that you're putting off. For me, and I'm going to use it as the example, is making sales calls. That's one of the biggest things that I was putting off because sales calls has a potential of rejection. So I've been putting that off and I've been saying I need the perfect time to do it, which actually flows directly into the book in the narrative of what the author is talking about. All right, so why do we procrastinate? So we procrastinate because we need it to be perfect. We need what we do to be perfect. I need to say I'm at Starbucks and there's a pretty girl. I need the whole situation to be perfect. I need there to be nobody around. I need her to be by herself. I need to be in a good mood. The music needs to be right. I need to finish paying so I could walk over there. I need it to be exactly perfect. And if it's not perfect, I can't do it. And then this is what we do. We justify not approaching that pretty girl. We justify that it's raining out. That's why I couldn't go to the gym. It wasn't perfect out. I didn't have the perfect sneakers to go to the gym. You know what? I don't have the perfect website, the perfect logo to actually start a company. You know what? I need VC funding. You know what? I need VC funding and I need a business partner. I need it to be perfect to start my business. That's the thing. That's why we're procrastinating. And we're gonna get really deep right now. So we procrastinate because we need it to be perfect. Because when it's perfect and we actually go and we do it, which is approach that pretty girl, start the business, go to the gym, and then something happens where, say we're at the gym and we're embarrassed because we can't lift the weights or we only run a mile or we're sweating or we just feel overall rejected. We actually take that rejection, or I approach that pretty girl at Starbucks and it was the perfect time and she rejects me. We tie the outcome, we tie the result to our self-worth. And then when we tie that to our self-worth, we're less confident to do it in the future. And that happened years ago. That didn't just happen now. This isn't about approaching the pretty girl, starting the business, eating right, going to the gym now. This happened when you were younger. This happened when you were 4 or 5. And then it compounded to right now. What are you, 13? Are you 20? Are you 50? Are you 100? Either way, there's been a compounding effect of a result that you put on your self-worth. So you need everything to be perfect before you start. Because if it's not perfect, you can blame it. You know what? It wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect. So it's not me. It was the rain. That's why I didn't go to the gym. It's because someone interrupted us. That's why the girl said no, is because she was with friends. You know? So we put the outcome on our self-worth. So that's the biggest thing is I'm only 50 pages in. And we're about to get into how to actually, so I'm actually going to dial it in even further. Think of one thing that you're procrastinating on. I have no idea. It could be one of those things. Maybe even saying, I love you, breaking up with someone, getting good grades, studying, whatever. I don't know, starting a YouTube channel, posting. So here's an example. I posted on Instagram about this book. 15 minutes go by, I get 1 like. If I didn't read about this book, I would tie my self-worth to how many people accepted that Instagram post. So this is the thing, is that there has to be a discord. Why? Because maybe that girl's just not into me. Maybe that girl has a boyfriend. Maybe that girl's in a bad mood. That's why she rejected me. I can't control the outcome. I can't control the outcome of the weather before you go to work. I can't control if the economy's bad and I start a business in there, which, by the way, I did. I can't control if anyone likes my Instagram post. I can't control that. But what you can control is your response to the result. You can, if she says, you know what, I'm just not interested, I'm not going to give you my number. You could either say, okay, cool. Or you could say, you know what, it was me. I should have done, I should have done, I should have done. I shouldn't have done it. I should not have approached her. I shouldn't have started that business. I knew it. I put out my first YouTube video and nobody liked it. I have no subscribers. You know? You know how many people tell me all the time in the comments I put out 3 videos of, oh, you should have more subscribers. You should have more subscribers. And you know what? I started to believe them. And then I started to believe them and say, you know what? Maybe I should have more subscribers. And because I don't have more subscribers, it's probably me. I'm doing something wrong. This is a vicious cycle that leads to procrastination, which leads to unhappiness. Because when we procrastinate on the things that we want to do, we are unhappy, and then we tie that to our confidence, and then it's just a downward spiral. It's a downward spiral. And I know it because we all get into a rut. A rut is essentially tying ourselves to the outcome of our business. Our whole, you know, look at sports players. Sports players, they go out, they perform for 10 years, they have all the attention, all the accolades, they have maybe championships, they have millions of dollars, they have all this fame, they have everything they need. They tie their identity to it, and then guess what? They retire, or they get hurt, or they get traded, or they're not worth as much, or something happens in their life where they stop playing. And then they tie all of their identity, and then they retire, and then what happens? They don't know what to do. So what do? They overspend. They start doing things to try and bring back that happiness, that joy, that attention that they got, but they can't because they're tying their self-worth to what they did on the ball field. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't be proud of it, but the result of you getting hurt, you can't control that. You can't control that you're aging and you're going to retire soon. You can't control what happens in the environment of sales. You can control the amount of activities. Perfect example. So now, what am I going to get out of this? I know it's a longer video, but I'm telling you right now, this is going to just change your mindset. First is, why do we procrastinate? I already told you why we procrastinate. Here's the second part of it. So this is what we do. We think of something that we need to do. I need to go to the gym. Okay? Then we say, you know what? I need to get the perfect sneakers. You know what? It's got to be the perfect weather outside. You know what? I got to make sure that I have an accountability partner. And these are all stages of taking action. This is the thing is, and I'm going to do a book review about this on habit building and taking action and things like that, is that only until it becomes an emergency, only until there's a deadline, only until there's a test do you start studying. Only until you just are fed up and you make a decision. You say, that's enough. That's it. I'm done. I'm approaching. I'm starting the business. I'm getting out of this relationship. I'm saying I love you. Whatever the case is. Only until there's an actual emergency do you take action. And this is what's funny, is that even though you do it imperfectly, even though you start the business or you imperfectly approach someone or you start studying imperfectly, this is the thing is, you did it and you feel better. And then here's the thing, you justify the result that you said, I just didn't have enough time. You did have enough time, you were just procrastinating. So how do you actually go from here, because this could be weeks, months, years, to here. You have to do it imperfectly. You have to do it imperfectly. And then when you do it imperfectly, which is go to the gym, approach that pretty girl, start the business, whatever the case is, you cannot tie the outcome to your self-worth. That's the biggest thing is. So for me, I make sales calls. I can't tie my self-worth if they hang up on me, if they reject me, if they say, no, screw yourself. Or the opposite, if they say, you're the best, you're awesome, you're fantastic. Because you're also having the other way around, which is, I'm the best sales caller. And then say rejections start coming, you're like, whoa, I'm not used to this. Either way, success or failure, you cannot tie yourself to the outcome. Because number one is you can't control the outcome or the result. You can influence it as much as you can, but it's usually in someone else's hands. You don't know if Apple is going to produce a product like the earbuds or the AirPods that were delayed for months. Manufacturing, hardware, all those things. You can't foresee it. You say it. It's a blunder, but you know what? They are waiting for the perfect time to put it out. And I'm not saying to put out an imperfect product, but just don't be tied to the result. All right? So have an awesome day. I know it was just a little over the place, but just think of something that you're tying your self-worth to something that you need to do, and just do it imperfectly. Just do it. Just ship it, as Seth Godin, you know? And that's the thing is, you ship it imperfectly, as good as you can get it, you ship it, you send it out, you approach, you start the business, you go to the gym, you break up, you say I love you, you study for the test, you make the sports team, whatever the case is, but you're not tied to the result. All right? Have an awesome day. Subscribe to the video. Leave your comments below. Talk to you guys soon.